The Wainono Lagoon restoration project includes writing farm environment plans for landowners in the Hook catchment, which flows directly into the Wainono Lagoon. There's been a lot of buy-in from the local community, who identified there was an issue some years ago.
So we're in one of the tributaries of the Hook River, which was identified as a key sediment source for the Wainono Lagoon. We're standing at a sediment trap, one of the early ones that we built. The basic idea is sediment trap is it creates an area for a stream, the velocity of the water to slow down, spread out, and as it slows down, the particles of sediment drop out of the water column and settle on the bottom. Periodically, they'll have to be cleared out over a number of years, so you need to clean it out before the sediment depth reaches a point where it could be resuspended by flow. The other thing that they do is, in a high rainfall event, they're detending an amount of the volume of water. So collectively across a catchment, when you've got that detention, it's slowing the runoff from the catchment overall, and so that your energy and damage that a flood event can do, and hence the erosion that goes on in a flood event, will be reduced. When you see the kind of scale of earthworks we're doing, the fact that we're realigning streams, changing how fences run, so the impacts you have on a farming operation are quite significant. We've been really fortunate. The landowners we're working with have been able to, they understand the value in what we're doing, but you're also able to see how what we're doing here can actually help the farming operation long term, and that you're not having the erosion, you're maintaining the creek in one place. But the key thing is everyone values the fact that the end result will be better water quality, both here on farm and down the lagoon.
Wainono has a take of 20 odd kumacs coming out of the Waitaki River for irrigation, and as we improved our water use and also put a lot of telemetry in, we could see that the water that used to bywash from the Waitaki River into the Waiho River was going to disappear. So when we went for our last consents, we got an environmental flow for the Waiho River, which we believe it's from the best interest of the community. And the other thing about that is it does allow water to go on the bottom end of the river, which tends to help the operation of the box. When the box is closed, water comes up to the base of the lake, and when the box opens, then it sucks it back out. So indirectly, we're supporting the health of the lake. One option, you can either do nothing and try and fight everything, or you can actually get in and lead. And we as a company, we wanted to lead. We were one of the first companies with farm plans, and we also, with the environmental flow, been always proactive. One of the first things we did, I know when I became chairman, we took the company, was formed in '89, and I became chairman in '93, and we started doing water quality tests from the Waitaki to the Waios. I'm a great believer in data. When you get good data, you can actually make good decisions. And hence, we've gone down that farm plan process because that gives us excellent data. And farmers, I can remember when we first started, did they want to do it? We sold it on the thing as that, hey, this will give us good data. When we go for our next consents, our target was that we just be able to get our consents because we've got all this data. And we've moved right through, and the importance we put on the environment for our company is that actually we've employed an environmental manager before we put a general manager into our company.
As you can see, if you have a look on the inside, just in that first section there. The Hook catchment farm plans were started in a joint initiative between the Lower Waitaki Zone Committee and Environment Canterbury. The farm plan is a risk assessment document that allows a farmer to look at what they're currently doing across their farm and to identify where there are potential risks, either in terms of the farm's topography, waterways, but also in terms of how things are managed on the farm. So it's not just asking farmers to spend lots of money on putting in new infrastructure. It can be looking at something such as a system or a process and saying that if this event happens, we can manage it this way, and then setting up an actual action plan so that when it does happen, they know how to go about dealing with it. The farm plans are now a requirement for most farmers as part of the regional council regulations. Initially, when we started working with the Hook, they entered into it as a catchment on a volunteer basis, which made them quite different. But now for a lot of farmers, the farm plan is something that they have to tick that regulatory box with.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.